On at the same time. Good stuff. But you guys check us out. We're going to have a show on Monday. Monday, 6:30 to 8:30 this next week because of the holiday, Thanksgiving. So we'll be, you can watch Monday Night Football, split screen us. We'll be on at the same time next week on Monday. That way we get all the games covered for you guys before we go on to our Thanksgiving break there. So again, Monday show next week. And then we'll be back to Wednesday after that. So right now we're going to get into finish off the show because you had a bad day. Get ready to go here, Renee, because you had a bad day for me. We've got a couple contestants this week. Just when you think you're having a bad day, they're having a lot worse day than you, Knock. First up here, FIU tight end Jonas Smith out for the rest of the season after his pregnant girlfriend poured boiling water on him, Knocker.
No way.
Yes.
Oh, my God. Are you serious?
Out for the season. That's a bad day, man.
Serious?
God, not only do you have a baby with this woman, but then you get boiling water put on you.
Lord have mercy.
Well, so like I
That's
said,
a
that's a bad day for Jonas Smith.
Wow, man.
Well,
Okay.
talk about knocker cheating is a horrible thing, and it's something that should never be done to another person's spouse. But now with the use of drones, you could find your wife cheating at a CVS parking lot.
CVS parking lot.
The video is too long to play right now because we're running long, but go check out the video on our website, sportscastlife.com, where a man uses a drone to bust his wife cheating on him at a CVS parking lot. So he flies his drone, it's hovering over the CVS parking lot, sees this woman in the back of the lot, car pulls around, she lets on, does the hair, hops in the car, starts kissing the guy.
Bust.
What a bad day that is, though. When you're just flying your drone, you know. And lastly here.
What a classy lady, too. CVS
right?
parking lot.
I know, right? Yeah.
Hey, it's a pharmacy. It's not Walmart.
She probably got. Let's just hope she got birth control. That's probably what she was there for, getting birth control. And but Knocker, how many times do we have to tell these athletes that you're gonna bang a chick,
right?
Keep the phone or video cameras out of the bedroom.
Right.
Well, you would think that Super Bowl champ, the guy that just got paid a bunch of money by the Denver Broncos, Von Miller, might be smart enough to say, hey, no videotapes. But no, he actually allowed this to happen.
Because she promised.
He said, I will keep the secret.
It's between us.
Now, this is the lovely lady. You could see her right there. She's not a bad-looking woman, so you could see the enticement there by Von Miller. But, Vaughn, now she wants $2.5 million not to go public with it.
Yes. You know what I'd say?
Bad day. Yeah.
Care.
Yeah, what's fun? I mean, unless Von Miller's got a turtle
there's-
going in
yeah,
there.
right, exactly.
You
Unless
know?
he's,
He's got two great swim moves.
You're just on top of it today, kid. You're on top of it today. You're on top. All right. That's because you had a bad day. Let's get to our rapid fire real quick, and then we'll get to college football to finish off the show here, Knocker. If we got topics from around the world of sports here, let's get into them.
So our rapid fire should be like this.
Spanning the
like
globe.
World War II, baby.
Constant variety of sport.
I'm playing Battlefield too much.
Yeah, you are.
You really
Ready
are.
to grab my rifle. All right, Knocker. Rapid fire, 3 minutes of background. I'm going to run through these questions here. Why don't you give me 30-second answers on these as we go through? Cam, you can chime in at any time you'd like to. Here we go.
Unless I'm talking.
I actually would want you to do it at that time.
Notice how I didn't say anything either. Notice I was like completely silent.
First up here, Knocker. LeBron James fires back at Phil Jackson over his posse comments, Knocker. Check out the full story on our website. Does Phil come off as a racist, maybe jealous that LeBron is bigger than the NBA at this point?
I don't care. Phil, you're just not relevant anymore, man. The guy won a championship.
Would you take offense to it if you're LeBron?
Sure. Absolutely. Why are you in my business?
Is
I didn't do
LeBron
nothing
bigger
to
than the
you.
NBA at this point?
No. Nobody's bigger than the NBA.
I beg to differ. Cam, what you got anything to say on
I
this?
would say yes that he's bigger than the NBA. I think it like Jalen Rose was saying, comes off as elitism. It comes off of more that Phil Jackson just doesn't think these guys from where they grew up necessarily deserve to be in the positions that they're in right now because of being LeBron's friend. But I mean, I don't think he's necessarily racist. I just think he doesn't think that these guys are a great influence for
the
LeBron.
GMs and is becoming where the players right now, more than any other sport in the NBA, pretty much control their own destiny. The NBA players have more power than any other athlete does in any professional sport. Would you agree?
I would agree with that.
Yeah. All right. Moving on here. Sticking with the NBA, the Lakers knocker 7-5 and look like a completely different team under Luke Walton. Now you've been a Laker hater for many years since Kobe's been there. Since Kobe has been there.
Hater.
A Kobe hater.
Not a Kobe fan.
Well, now that Kobe's not there, do you see the Lakers making the playoffs?
No.
But you like the improvement.
It's entertaining. It's
Cam?
entertaining basketball.
They have a chance to make the 8th spot?
My brain says no, but my heart says yes. Give me the Lakers in the playoffs.
All right, I like it. All right, knocker. As they say, dating a Kardashian is a curse, right? Well, Tristan Thompson reportedly dumped Khloe Kardashian because his Cavs teammates made fun of him too much.
I thought he was the one that was saying, I'll bring my girl wherever I want.
Well, not anymore.
I guess
because,
not.
now, was this the right move by Thompson?
It's got to be more to that. Got to be something else going on. I can't believe he dropped his girlfriend. Because
Would you ever have you or would you ever break up with a chick because your friends are making fun of you?
No. I tell my friends to suck it.
Really?
Yep. If it's true love.
Good man.
Yeah.
You're a keeper. It's the reason why you've been married
I'm with
35
Knocker.
years.
Yeah.
You're with Knocker?
Yeah.
All right, Cam?
I mean, it depends how
Oh,
hot she
here
is.
it is. Here's the millennial
How
thing.
hot
Here
she
it
is, how much I like her.
Here it is.
Plus,
Here's the bitch she on Tinder.
Let's be honest. The Kardashians,
millennial thinking, right?
Kardashians have ruined many black athletes' lives.
Yes.
By dating them. Just stay away from athletes.
All right.
They have bad seasons.
Next up here, Knocker switches to MMA.
It's not good.
Switches to the MMA, UFC 205 over the weekend. Conor McGregor knocked out Eddie Alvarez, and now he threatens to leave the UFC if not given ownership stake in the company. McGregor seems to be getting his head seems to be getting bigger and bigger. Floyd Mayweather said he compares Conor McGregor to him as comparing himself to Conor McGregor is a complete disrespect. Do you agree? And Mayweather and Conor, where do you put them on the scale of how big they are in their sport, or who's a bigger star?
Mayweather's a bigger star. There's no doubt about it. McGregor's just seeing what he can get. I mean, this is just absurd. Because you hold 2 belts, blah, 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 you want ownership in it. I tell him, go fight somewhere else for half the money we pay you.
Yeah.
That's what I would tell him.
Yeah, do you think this is between these two, is it just one big publicity star? Are these two ever going to fight?
Yeah.
Are they ever? If you had to put money right now, are they going to fight ever?
No.
I think it's like Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. You want to see them fight because you think they're the 2 best, but it's not necessarily going to work out because there's so many factors.
Mayweather has everything to lose in this, though. Mayweather has everything to lose. He's an undefeated one. If he
But
loses,
do you really think that Conor McGregor marches into his sport where he's 50-0
no, Conor
and beats
gets
him?
beat by Mayweather in a boxing match easily. All right, next up here, Knocker running through NFL coaching hot seat. These coaches, do you see them getting fired at the end of the season? Gus Bradley with the Jags, 2-7 this season, 8-22 overall.
Yes.
John Fox with Chicago, 2-7. Will he
No.
be back next year? He'll be back?
Yes.
Okay. Todd Bowles with the Jets, 3-7.
Oddly enough, they'll probably bring him.
All right. Mike McCarthy with the Packers, 4-5. Is he in trouble?
Oh, of course he gets a bye.
All right. Mike McCoy with the Chargers, 4-6. They've lost a few games that they shouldn't have. Could be having a better record than it really shows.
I think if he can get to over 500, they keep him.
Hugh Jackson with the Browns at 0-10.
Browns.
They just
God
switch out
can't make
already.
the Browns a winner.
And does Chip Kelly leave after this year at 1-8 right now? Who? Chip Kelly in the 49ers?
No, he just got there. But he's not going to make it in the NFL. I told you that the day
Okay.
he got hired in Philly.
You know what? I'm going to say that Chip Kelly gets fired only because him and Balky have a clashing of heads.
Between the
Okay.
two. All right, lastly up here, Kate Upton, Knocker, making headlines right before the show, had an absolute epic meltdown over Twitter because Justin Verlander got snubbed for the AL Cy Young Award. You can throw up the tweet here, Renee. You have the tweet from her. She said this to the MLB. Hey, M at MLB on Twitter. I thought I was the only person allowed to fuck Justin Verlander. What 2 writers didn't have him on their ballot?
Wow.
He had the most first place votes on the ballot there, Knocker. And you agree with her on that? What are your thoughts here? Getting snubbed. Verlander, Porcello for the Red Sox took home the award. Typical Red Sox homerism there?
Probably. But I'd be telling my wife / girl / significant other, don't do things like that. You just embarrass me. I don't need
Didn't we
you.
learn anything from Miko Grimes' wife? I mean, didn't we learn anything?
Right? I don't need my mommy, sticking up for me going down to the schoolyard because I got picked on, bro.
Can we all put it to rest, though, at least? Put up the picture of Kate Upton, please.
Just stop it, Kate. Okay? Stop it.
Kate, just be this, because you know what, Justin? You get to come home to this every single day. Can't be that bad, right?
Knocker's right. though. You got to
Right,
stay in your lane.
Right.
Stay in your lane.
Know your role, man.
Know your role. All right,
It's like
Knock.
Brady when Bunchkin comes out. Just shut up.
And Knocker, lastly here, The Rock says he may consider running for presidency in 2020 after Donald Trump's win. Would you vote for him?
Maybe.
President The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
Maybe.
Could
I think
you
he's
see
a
it happen?
very intelligent human being.
You know, because this would be his victory speech.
To the Russians.
What's up, Putin? My other candidates I want to put out there are George Clooney, Bear Grylls, and Bruce Springsteen for my other.
His nickname would be The Rock Obama.
Oh my!
No.
Just stop it. Knocker hung up. He's leaving the studio. Knocker
you know
has
what?
walked
You
out
know what?
after this
His-
horrible joke.
You know what?
Oh, you deserve the drums.
The Rock's name would actually hold up because he would be the people's champ finally.
The
He
Rock-
would literally
he
be
would,
the
he
people's
would.
champ.
He would.
But no. It's going to be The Rock versus Kanye in 2020.
Oh,
That's what we got to look forward to.
Oh my
President
God.
Dwayne. Yeah. No,
All right,
that doesn't
Knock,
sound
let's
good.
get to your college football here. We got a lot going on in college football. Just a couple headlines before you get into it. Report Michigan quarterback Wilton Speet out for the regular season, Knocker, for Michigan. That's a huge blow
rough break.
for the Wolverines. So here you go. What do you got in college football?
Well, after
What rant do you have today?
I don't have a rant. It's just a continuing
Right.
onslaught on SEC and its scheduling, but we'll let that go for a second. The playoff picture, even though lots of teams lost, top 3 teams lost, not much change in the top of the playoff picture. You have Alabama holding at number 1. Ohio State climbs back from 6 up to number 2. Michigan remains number 3. Kind of concerned about that. Clemson moves up to number 4. Louisville, Washington, Wisconsin. Now, I don't really have a whole lot of problem with that. I do think Michigan's lost to Iowa, who has 4 losses, and Clemson's lost to Pittsburgh, who has 5 losses. Should have meant a little more than it did. You know, you can't lose to 4 and 5 loss teams. I'm sorry, you just can't do that. Washington did get beat at home by a much improved USC team. So to keep them there, they're still in the running.
USC
USC
got screwed in their ranking. That's all I got to say.
Pretty much, they did. They did.
Because you know who
They're
tells the
taking it.
truth is Vegas.
Yes, they
Vegas
do.
doesn't lie. And Vegas has USC at 6 right now.
Yeah, and they probably know better than all of us. What's interesting is the AP and the coaches poll. They both have Alabama and OSU as number 1, 2, but they punched Louisville all the way up to number 3, which is kind of interesting because strength of schedule is supposed to mean something here. And the only real good team that Louisville has played, they lost to.
Right, well, Cam brought that up earlier.
Yeah.
You really can't, if Clemson wins out, you really can't put Louisville in there as well because they lost to Clemson.
They won't even win their division in their conference if Clemson wins out.
There's no argument for a team that you've already played and lost to. You've seen who the better team is on the field. It was Clemson that day. Clemson has to be ranked ahead of Louisville.
I agree, and they closed out with Michigan 4, Clemson, and Wisconsin, so they're on the same page. AP and the coaches poll is pretty much on the same page. Now, coming up this week, which would have been one of the marquee games of the season had Houston held up their end of the bargain, you have number 5 Louisville traveling to Houston on Thursday night. Houston gets 14 points. I would bet the over on this. I think there's a whole lot of points going to be scored. I don't know if Louisville covers that, but if I'm going to bet, I'm going to bet on the first half because it'll probably be about an 8-point spread in the first half, and Louisville seems to come out of the gate really, really fast, which should have been, at the beginning of the season, it would have been another marquee game. The Buckeyes travel to Michigan State.
God.
22 points it opened up. 22 points. That's how far the Spartans have fallen off. It's now a 21.5. Oddly enough, I do think Ohio State covers this. I just don't think Michigan State has anything left. You get, in the makeup game of the year, you've got Florida going to LSU. Now, the only thing that makes this interesting to me is the teams that were scheduled to play LSU and Florida this week. Florida was scheduled to play Presbyterian, and I believe LSU was scheduled to play Sisters of the Poor, and they had to cancel those games to play each other in your typical November SEC scheduling. Okay, so sorry, you've got to play
All
good
right.
teams in November this time.
All right.
Interesting game in the Pac-10. Enormous implications in the conference coming up this week in Colorado. The Washington State Cougars, who control their own destiny in the Pac-12 North, 7-0 in the conference. It's all, win or lose, it's all going to come down to the Apple Cup in this game. But Colorado is in a head-to-head battle with Utah and with USC to
run
win
the
the
table,
South.
right?
If Colorado could win this game, it actually looks better for Washington and looks better for USC. USC has beaten Colorado. Colorado's only loss is to USC and to Washington. So it puts a little more credence into Colorado's number 10 ranking if they can pull this off. Indiana goes to the Big House. Michigan's a 24-point favorite. They have a new quarterback. I believe his name is O'Korn. I'm not exactly sure how this works out for Michigan. I'm not sure exactly if Harbaugh just puts the pedal to the metal and continues with the same offensive calls.
Cam,
same
do you like
offensive
him?
Plays.
So John O'Korn is a transfer from Houston. He was actually the player of the year in that conference. I think Harbaugh can do anything. I mean, the biggest thing is I'm concerned about the Ohio State game is can they put up enough points against Ohio State's defense?
And JT Barrett.
Yeah, and JT Barrett, Michigan struggles against spread teams, so I think that's more the worry. I don't think they fall into a trap game. If it was at Indiana, I'd be a little more concerned, but they'll be all right.
Okay, you got Clemson traveling to Wake Forest. Wake Forest plays good, plays bad. Not really quite sure what to get, but Clemson, I think, walks over on this one. Couldn't find a line on this. Alabama,
Who are they
in
playing?
their yearly November bye before the Iron Bowl, squares off against Chattanooga at home. This game is so lopsided and so stupid that there's not even a line on the game. Every year before the Iron Bowl, they schedule Chattanooga.
Yeah.
And every year they go into the Iron Bowl rested, well rested, with a 62-2 win against Chattanooga.
Wait,
Same
Chattanooga's
thing will
not
happen.
good? I thought they were great. I thought they were a powerhouse.
As a train, maybe. And their rival in the Iron Bowl, the Auburn Tigers, who lost this last week, and they scheduled the always tough, the always frightening Alabama A&M before the Iron Bowl game. Well, everybody else is knocking heads. The two rivals in the Iron Bowl are playing Chattanooga and Alabama A&M.
All right.
Say what you will, it sucks to high heaven.
All right.
USC, meanwhile, coming off a trip to number 4 Washington,
They're playing
comes
pitiful
home
UCLA.
to play their rivalry game
Pitiful
against UCLA. Rivalry game, say what you
Pitiful
will. Records
UCLA.
don't matter. Pete Carroll lost to Carl Durrell in a rivalry game 10-9, okay? Shit happens in rivalry
You're
games.
right. You're
Okay,
right.
so while the other teams are taking weeks off, we're playing rivalry games. Okay? That's all I got to say. Wisconsin's a 28-point favorite at Purdue. Virginia Tech goes into South Bend. Now, Virginia Tech's in a battle with North Carolina for the Coastal Conference Championship in the ACC. The winner will take on probably Clemson, who probably closes it out for the ACC Championship. I like Va Tech to go into South Bend and beat a Notre Dame team that's just not very good.
I agree.
Cam?
Yeah, no. But
Hey,
Notre Dame
trash
sucks.
This year. They're,
They're not good. Yeah, I
They're
totally
trash
agree.
this year.
Okay,
They
so
suck.
in some of the conferences, your leaders in the ACC, Louisville, Clemson, in the one division, the Coastal Division, like I said, Va Tech, UNC, Va Tech holds the tiebreaker. In the Big 12, it's going to be Oklahoma probably coming away with it. What a turnaround they've had to their season, because they didn't look very good at the beginning of the season, but their big three players are playing very well right now. In the Big 10, you're going to have Michigan, Ohio State. It's going to come down to Michigan, Ohio State.
Yes, it is.
In the East, and in the West, Wisconsin probably runs it out and wins the East, and I do believe that's going to be an epic game, which whoever they play, Michigan or Ohio State, for the lead. Again, Washington State, Washington will play in the Apple Cup for the winner of the North. In the South, it's still a 3-team race between USC, Colorado, and Utah. Yeah, USC is probably the better of the 3 teams right now. I do believe if they played Utah, they would beat them. They're going to need a little bit of help, and hopefully they get it. So I'm looking forward to the last 2 weeks of the college football
Yeah, it's
season,
gonna be good.
and let's get this going, because I just love this shit.
Gonna be good again. Well, Knocker will have his picks out there. I will have my picks as well. I'll have them up for you guys tomorrow. Been
Yep.
nailing it this year. I'll have my NFL picks up as well. So, again, want to thank everyone for taking the time to listen to us. We ran a little wrong. Appreciate it. And Renee, thank you on the 1s and 2s. Cam, as always. Knocker. We'll be back on Monday, guys. Monday show next week for Thanksgiving, and then that'll be that. So, again, we'll be back next week. Be good humans. We'll talk to you guys.
Take care.